What if I told you that the reality around you isn't fixed? That everything you see, touch, and feel can be manipulated by your mind, and that this secret has been kept from you? Jacobo Grinberg, one of the greatest scholars of consciousness, mysteriously disappeared after discovering something that could completely change the way we understand the universe. His research shows that the mind doesn't merely perceive reality, it creates it. This means that everything you believe to be impossible can be rewritten. But this knowledge is at risk. Powerful forces want you to keep believing that you're trapped by your circumstances. In this video, you'll discover how to harness energetic manipulation before this truth is erased. To prove you're ready for this transformation, write in the comments, "I awaken to the power of my mind." Now take a deep breath, because what comes next could change your life forever. From the very beginning, we were told that we were created in God's image and likeness. But what does that really mean? If He is the creator of everything, it implies that we too carry within us that same capacity to create. Yet most people live as if they were merely spectators of their own existence, trapped in empty routines, repeating the same problems, and feeling that something essential is missing. The greatest problem facing humanity today isn't the lack of resources, opportunities, or talent. It's the disconnect from our own creative power. From an early age, we're taught to follow rules, obey systems, and accept a pre-molded reality. Society doesn't want you to discover that you have the power to change your life, because an awakened human being cannot be controlled. When you create nothing, when you only consume and react to the world instead of shaping it, a void grows within you. You feel this emptiness, even if you don't know exactly what it is. It is the essential need to express your essence, to manifest something new in the world, whether it's a project, an idea, a work of art, or even a new path in life. When this creative force finds no outlet, it transforms into frustration, anxiety, and eventually resignation. And the truth is that everything around you is trying to stop you from awakening to this. Society tells you that you need to conform, to follow a safe path, not to question, and not to dare create your own reality. You get used to this cycle, waking up every day to live a life that wasn't designed by you, but imposed by the system. But what if I told you that it doesn't have to be that way? What if there were a path to reclaim control over your existence and transform your energy into a real force for creation? Jacobo Grinberg understood that reality isn't something fixed. It's a field of possibilities, ready to be molded by those who know how to do it. If you feel that your life is stagnant, that time is passing, and you haven't created anything significant, it's because it's time to change this frequency. You were made to create, to manifest, to transform the world around you. And in this video, you'll discover exactly how to do that. Jacobo Grinberg dedicated his life to understanding the true power of the human mind. He wasn't just a scientist, but an explorer of consciousness, someone who saw beyond the limits of traditional science. His research revealed something extraordinary. Reality isn't fixed, but rather a field of infinite possibilities shaped by each individual's perception and intention. This connects directly with the idea that we were created in God's image and likeness. If He is the supreme creator, then the creative spark also resides within us. Yet throughout life, this truth is denied to us. We are made to believe that we are merely receivers of reality, when in truth, we were designed to be co-creators. Grinberg studied the neuronal field, an invisible structure that connects all minds, allowing for the exchange of information beyond space and time. He discovered that our thoughts and emotions have a direct impact on constructing reality, something that both quantum physics and ancient spiritual traditions have long suggested. But this knowledge is dangerous for those who desire a world of passive people. Could that be why he disappeared without a trace? What matters is that now you have access to these truths. The idea that reality is fixed and immutable is an illusion. Throughout his research, Jacobo Grinberg found that what we perceive as real is nothing more than a mental construct shaped by what we believe is possible. This means that the world around us isn't something rigid and independent of us, but rather a malleable field of infinite possibilities. Quantum physics supports this view. The double-slit experiment, one of the cornerstones of quantum mechanics, demonstrated that subatomic particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously until they are observed. This phenomenon suggests that human consciousness not only interacts with reality, but collapses it into a specific state. In other words, what we focus our attention on becomes our experience. Grinberg expanded this understanding by studying the neuronal field, an invisible network connecting all minds and influencing our collective perception of reality. This field is said to be responsible for maintaining the coherence of what we call the physical world, ensuring that collectively everyone experiences a similar reality. Yet it also suggests that individuals with an elevated level of consciousness can interfere with this field, altering reality on profound levels. This aligns with ancient spiritual traditions. Many ancestral cultures already claimed that the external world is merely a reflection of the internal state of consciousness. Shamans, for example, understand that reality can be changed through intention and energy control. This idea is also present in biblical teachings. If we were created in God's image and likeness, and God is the creator, then our essence is also one of creation. The big problem is that most people don't perceive this truth. They live imprisoned in an illusion of immutability, believing that their lives are determined by external factors. This conditioning prevents them from accessing their creative potential, keeping them trapped in repetitive patterns of suffering and limitation. If reality is indeed a field of possibilities, then learning to shape it consciously is the key to transforming your existence. But how do you do this in practice? For that, we need to understand the role of mental energy in constructing reality, which we'll explore next. If reality is a field of infinite possibilities, how exactly is it shaped? The answer lies in mental energy. Thoughts and emotions are not merely internal, subjective phenomena. They are vibrational forces that interact with the universe around us. Jacobo Grinberg discovered that the human brain functions as both a transmitter and receiver of quantum information. He proposed that the mind communicates with the neuronal field, a deep level of reality where all information exists as potentials waiting to be manifested. Our thoughts and emotions act as commands within this field, determining which possibility becomes concrete. This means that everything we experience is, to some extent, a consequence of what we project mentally. Modern neuroscience confirms that our emotional states directly affect our perception and behavior. The reticular activating system, RAS, for example, filters reality according to our predominant beliefs. If someone believes that money is scarce, their brain will automatically ignore opportunities for prosperity and highlight only financial difficulties. If someone believes they will always be rejected, they will unconsciously act in ways that provoke rejection. This creates a self-reinforcing cycle in which the mind continues to recreate the same experiences. But the impact of mental energy goes beyond the brain. Studies on heart-brain coherence show that the heart has an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than that of the brain. Emotions like gratitude and love generate a more harmonious and expansive energetic field, while fear and anxiety create chaotic patterns. This field not only influences an individual's physiology, but also the energy around them, connecting to what might be called the vibrational fabric of reality. This vision resonates with what many spiritual traditions have always taught. For as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. If your mental energy is misaligned, laden with fear, doubt, or scarcity, you will inevitably manifest experiences that reflect those vibrations. The good news is that this process also works in reverse. By learning to consciously direct your thoughts and emotions, you can change the structure of your reality. But to do so, you must overcome a great obstacle: the disconnect from your creative power imposed by society. And that's what we'll explore in the next section. If we were created in God's image and likeness, and He is the Creator, then we also have an innate impulse to create. However, most people live passively, following automatic routines without ever manifesting something truly new in the world. This state of inertia is not natural. It is imposed. From childhood, we are conditioned to fit into a system that teaches us to obey, consume, and react, but never to consciously create. Society has been structured to keep humanity trapped in a paradigm of limitation. The educational system doesn't teach how to use the mind to shape reality, but rather how to follow rules and adapt to a pre-established model. Dogmatic religions, instead of encouraging direct connection with the divine, often impose intermediaries and hierarchies, weakening the notion that each individual possesses creative power. The media, in turn, bombards people with fear, pessimism, and distractions, directing collective attention to negative realities that reinforce a state of helplessness. The result of this conditioning is an empty life. Most people feel on some level that something essential is missing. They work jobs they don't like, live meaningless routines, and even when they acquire material goods, they remain unsatisfied. This happens because we were not made just to survive, but to create. When this need is unmet, feelings of frustration, anxiety, and depression arise. Jacobo Grinberg deeply understood this problem. He realized that the disconnect from creative power was not merely a social consequence, but a block in one's very perception of reality. He theorized that the neuronal field, the vibrational structure that connects all minds, is influenced by collective beliefs. If all of humanity believes it is trapped in a fixed and limited reality, that belief manifests as truth. However, individuals who break free from this conditioning and access expanded states of consciousness manage to alter their lives in extraordinary ways. The danger of this for the system is clear. An awakened humanity cannot be manipulated. People who understand their creative power become free, self-sufficient, and capable of transforming the world around them. Reactivating your creative power doesn't just mean changing your thoughts, but learning to direct your energy consciously. Jacobo Grinberg believed that the human brain operates like a quantum processor, capable of accessing higher dimensions of reality. He identified that expanded states of consciousness, such as those achieved through meditation and visualization, allowed individuals to interact directly with the neuronal field, intentionally shaping their experiences. But the question is, how can we put this into practice? It all starts with three fundamental elements: intention, emotion, and focus. Intention is the initial force of creation. Without a clear desire, your mind becomes scattered, unable to direct energy to manifest something concrete. This means you need to define exactly what you want to create, whether it's a new opportunity, personal transformation, or even a radical change in your life. The key is to formulate your intention as if it were already real, because the universe responds to conviction, not doubt. Emotion is the fuel for manifestation. Grinberg realized that subjective experiences were not just biological responses, but mechanisms for interacting with the neuronal field. Strong emotions generate vibrational patterns that resonate throughout the structure of reality. When you feel gratitude and joy for something you desire, as if it has already happened, your energetic field comes into alignment with that experience, drastically increasing the probability of its manifestation. Focus is the stabilizing element. Most people fail to create real changes because they don't keep their attention on the goal. A mind conditioned by years of distraction and negativity reverts to old patterns of doubt and fear. To avoid this, you must cultivate mental discipline. Practices such as meditation, guided visualization, and even reprogramming your subconscious before sleep are essential to maintain the proper frequency. Beyond these techniques, there is one essential principle. Act as if the desired reality were already true. This doesn't mean pretending, but aligning your actions and decisions with what you wish to create. If you seek prosperity, you need to act like a prosperous person, not by spending irresponsibly, but by adopting a mindset of abundance and confidence. When you combine clear intention, intense emotion, and disciplined focus, your energy stops being scattered and becomes a true force for transformation. The mind can project intentions, but it is the heart that amplifies and stabilizes these intentions in the energetic field. Modern neuroscience reveals that the heart has an electromagnetic field up to 5,000 times stronger than that of the brain. This means that when your emotions and thoughts are aligned, your creative power becomes exponentially greater. Jacobo Grinberg studied this phenomenon by observing the interaction between the brain and what he called the neuronal field. He discovered that when an individual enters elevated states of consciousness, such as deep love, intense gratitude, or unshakable faith, their perception of reality changes completely. This happens because the heart and mind enter into coherence, generating a vibrational state that connects directly with the underlying structure of the universe. But what does this coherence look like in practice? Imagine two people trying to manifest wealth. The first person repeats positive affirmations about prosperity, yet deep down feels fear and scarcity. Their mind says, "I am abundant," but their heart vibrates with insecurity. The result? That person's energetic field remains misaligned, preventing the manifestation from occurring. The second person, however, not only thinks about abundance, but truly feels that prosperity is already a part of their life. Their heart and mind are synchronized, creating a strong and stable vibrational field that attracts exactly what they desire. To achieve this level of coherence, it is essential to develop three fundamental practices: deep breathing and heart rhythm techniques, emotional visualization, and the elimination of internal dissonance. Deep, rhythmic breathing, such as inhaling for 5 seconds and exhaling for 5 seconds, helps synchronize the heart's beat with brain waves, creating a state of calm and presence. Emotional visualization goes beyond merely imagining a desire. You need to feel the joy and gratitude as if it were already accomplished. And if you wish to manifest something, but harbor subconscious beliefs that contradict it, your heart and mind enter into conflict. Techniques like affirmations before sleep and therapeutic writing can help dissolve these internal blocks. When you master the coherence between heart and mind, your ability to manipulate energy and create your own reality becomes limitless. Now that you understand this process, it's time to put it all into practice. Imagine a child who spends hours drawing, creating entire worlds with colored pencils. For them, everything is possible. The only limit is imagination. But as we grow up, that creative power is stifled by the outside world. We're told we need to be realistic, that dreaming is a waste of time. Gradually, the flame of creation is extinguished, and we become mere spectators of life. Now, think of a moment in your own life when you truly felt alive. Perhaps it was when you wrote something from scratch, built a project, helped someone, or made a bold decision that changed your destiny. These moments are proof that your essence has always been creative. The problem is that when we live trapped in automatic patterns, we forget this truth. Jacobo Grinberg studied shamans who demonstrated extraordinary abilities such as healing and telepathy. What was their secret? They never doubted their own power. They knew they were co-creators of reality. You might not be in a shamanic village, but your power to create is the same. It all begins when you reconnect with your essence and shed the identity of a victim. Now close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself living the life you've always wanted. Don't just see it, feel it. This state of certainty and empowerment is what you need to cultivate every day, because when you finally awaken to your true power, reality has no choice but to bend to your will. Now that you know that reality isn't fixed and that your mind has the power to shape it, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue living on autopilot, waiting for something to change on its own? Or will you take control and become the conscious creator of your own existence? Transformation begins with a commitment. Today, you've learned that intention, emotion, and focus are the keys to harnessing energy and manifesting your reality. But this knowledge only holds value when applied. So here's the challenge. For the next 7 days, practice emotional visualization. Every night before bed, vividly imagine the life you desire and feel the joy of having already achieved it. If you do this consistently, you'll start to notice changes in your external world. And to solidify this decision, write in the comments, "I awaken to my creative power." This simple act seals your commitment to your transformation and reinforces your intention in the energetic field. Reality will always respond to your vibration. The choice between being a spectator or a creator is in your hands. And now, you know the way.